consulting with the community.
I think if one is doing a study where there's going to be a potential implication for a large group, however that group is defined in terms of self-identification of race or geographic origin or, it could be almost anything. I think there are, in a way, two kind of big principles that need to be looked at. One is to realize that whether that group has a biological basis or not, the fact that you can call it a group means that there must be some history, and nothing that you can do is going to be completely sort of independent of that history. So, concretely in the African American population, which has such a long history of discrimination and abuse, that the fact that you come in with a study which fundamentally is intended to be helpful, to find better treatments, it can't surprise you that people are not inclined to believe that at the outset, that you have to view your study the way they will view your study, which is in the context of history. So I think it needs to be acknowledged up front that although you may claim that you're there to help, there's no particular reason to assume in advance that anybody's going to believe you with that. I think that the second point is, and it's related in a way to the first, that if you are doing work that may have implications for the community, I think the concept of community consultation becomes important, to engage the community in helping you to work with them productively, to be sure that the work you're doing is going to be correctly interpreted, that it's sensitive to their perceptions of risks and benefits, that it's responsive to the needs of the community in terms of how to approach the study, to conduct it, and to disseminate the results from it, to be sure that this history is taken into account, that individuals' true concerns are addressed, and there are circumstances where you might need to tailor the approach to make the study acceptable to the community. And I think all of those things are really hard to do if you don't engage the community as not just the participants in research in a passive sense of the term, like we mostly use it, but as active participants who will help you to shape it and to work together with the members of the community to engage their trust and participation.
We somehow have to continue to study this concept of admixture so that it becomes accepted as the new paradigm rather than race. It's, do you have the gene or do you not? Having nothing to do with race per se. But our responsibility and the ethical community responsibility is to, I think, the major responsibility of the ethical community related to this is to make sure that social justice is followed, that we do not ever allow this information to be used in a harmful, derogatory, condescending manner.
Admixture mapping is really kind of unique in that it's going to favor an application to traditionally disadvantaged populations, Mexican Americans, African Americans, Puerto Ricans. These groups that have much more admixture than the European American population are really the study populations and the people that can benefit the most from the findings.
Researchers have an ethical obligation to do no harm. This means protecting individual participants from risks, keeping them informed, and protecting their confidentiality. Consulting with the community can help researchers minimize risks, for example, certain risks to confidentiality. If a study has implications for the community, doing no harm also requires consulting with the community, and that can help researchers anticipate and minimize risks, such as the risk of further discrimination as a consequence of misinterpretation of the research. When the public is divided on whether the research is worth doing, such as when the benefits may be minimal and race is used as a variable, community consultation can help researchers arrive at a research plan that is of greater help to participants or more responsive to community needs. Consultation with community members can help to broaden the base that considers the research legitimate and that participates in it.
And I have had parents telling me, come on, you gotta hurry up in that research you do because, we need help here. Those kind of things, I think, are the things that, that bring the lab experience down to the human experience of a researcher.